Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I've been recently browsing through Aliexpress again, perhaps way too much to be honest, and I've added a lot of watches during these past few weeks into my shopping cart, which I have not made the payment to purchase the watch yet, but I think that it will be a good topic or a good video for me to come up and to show you guys what's in my Aliexpress cart right now. Now all the watches here are not so expensive and because it's Chinese watches, and I'll share why those watches caught my eyes, what's good about them, what's a risky option, and probably tell you guys, or you guys can guess it for me, which one I should actually pull the trigger to purchase one. Without further ado, let's dive in. So first up, we have of course the Militado ML08, and to be honest, this one has been in my cart for quite some time. It is probably one of the safest buy in my cart. The military style field watch powered by the Seiko VH31 quartz movement, sweeping second hand movement, something that you only usually see on automatic or mechanical movement. You can get it in this particular watch. And of course, the sapphire crystal glass, anti-reflective coating, screw down crown, 100 meters of water resistant, a lot of value packed into such a watch. And of course, the reason that I have my eyes on this particular one is because it's the watch that homage the Hamilton khaki feel. And of all the Chinese watches that tries to homage the Hamilton khaki feel, I believe this is one of the best value one so far that I have. And a lot of watch reviewers and even the Aliexpress review itself says that this is a great value watch. And if I have to sum it up, Militado ML08 is the field watch that you can wear anywhere without babying it. So it's a great purchase, which is in my cart right now. Now the next watch is a little bit of a wild card. I don't really have the brand's name of this particular watch or its model. Through the title description, it's only described as the 2025 men's 5 hands chronograph. Now if you were to look at the design of this particular watch, it sort of like took a vintage Omega or even a Seiko Panda chronograph and then throw in a bunch of extra hands just for the fun. But for just less than $40 US, I'm very intrigued by this particular watch. It's got that cool vintage sports chronograph look, a steel mesh bracelet, and it's sort of like a gamble, if I were to say, from one of the Aliexpress watches. Do I trust the brand? No, not really. I don't even know what's the brand of this particular watch. I think it's a quartz watch that is trying to pretend that it is some sort of like a premium chronograph, probably. But there's just something about this particular watch that I can't really look away. So since I have not yet to decide whether what I should do with this particular watch, I've just added in my shopping cart for future review or further research. And just a question for you guys, have you ever added something to the shopping cart just because it looks fun? Well, this is that particular watch for me. Alright, the third one is for the fan of the Seiko monsters out there. This is the homage watch from the brand called Sea Knight version 2 Monster. And this watch is powered by the reliable NH36 automatic movement. So that itself already put it as a winner. It's got that big, bold red dial, orange dial, green, very aggressive bezel, teeth, classic diver style. Now I think I've ever seen this watch before goes up for about 70 or $80 elsewhere. But right now, the one that I added to my shopping cart is about 60 plus US dollar. I think if you are someone who likes chunky diverse watch but you don't want to pay the Seiko prices, this might be an option for you. But personally for myself, my only hesitation for this particular watch is its in your face loudness. If you were to look at this particular watch, it's very bold, it's very aggressive, and for me, for my own taste, I don't see myself wearing this as an everyday watch. But if you are someone who prefer that monster diver look, this is the one you can consider. But the spec itself is very hard to resist, and so since I am indecisive, this is one of the watch that I've added to the shopping cart. And last but not least, the Torn T002, which gives me the major vintage, oyster and early Rolex vibes. It has this soft cushion shaped case design, the Roman numeral hours indicator, that dome crystal which gives it a very warm and retro feel, and you paired it with a brown leather strap and you get something that is a winner. It is something that I would consider to wear in my daily lives. At about 70 US dollar, this is probably the most expensive watch in my list, but I think this is a watch that has really a character here, and the additional price that you pay for it is actually worth it. Now this offering is from the brand Thorn, and it's not really a bad brand in the Chinese watches category or even the Chinese watches tiers, and the look itself is some sort of like a very vintage retro type of pick. So if you have that mood for the particular day, this is the one that you might want to consider. That being said, this watch might be a little bit small depending on your wrist size, but for me, I have small wrists, and I think this one will look very well for my taste, especially when I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt with a coffee in hand. So just a summary here, let's look at all the watches that I've mentioned earlier. Number one is the Militado ML08. This is the field watch to beat. A lot of value, I highly recommend. Number two is the C-Night Monster version 2, a very bold and aggressive diver watch with a hard to resist specification. And number three, the Thorn T002. If you are looking for something that have this vintage and retro style, this is the one to consider. And last but not least in this watch is the Unknown 2025 Chronograph. This is a wildcard, as I mentioned earlier. It is a mystery watch, but something about it is so tempting, especially at such a price point. This is something that even if I were to buy it and turns out that it doesn't work well, I'll still be fine with it. But should I really consider to purchase such a watch? So what do you think? Which one I should buy and unbox for my future video? Let me know in the comments. And if you have bought any of the watches before, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your reviews about it in the description box below. And last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification buttons for more affordable watch content in the future. And maybe one of these watches is coming home with me in the future video. So until then, take care, see you in the unboxings. Bye!